your life can change faster and for the better than you ever thought possible. And this book that we're going to be talking about today will help you do that with my guests, Samuel and Ruben Paris, the Paris twins. Great to be with you today.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's been great. So yeah, great. It's a pleasure to be with you too, Chad. We're excited to talk more about the book. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this book. So as we start the year, I'm going to tell everyone listening, the very first thing top of your list is to go and get this book. Now we're going to talk about what's in the book here in just a second, but the book is Where Will It Lead? And it is one of the absolute best books I have ever read. And it gives you, what the book does is it gives you hope, and it gives you perspective, and it gives you the tools you need to go have the best year and best life that you've ever had. So Samuel and Ruben, I'm gonna share a couple quotes from the book, and I want you to share with the listeners what inspired these quotes. But I'm going to start with one of my favorite quotes with the book. Now, you can see the book, and those of you that are watching can see I've got it marked up. I've got tags because it's so good. But this quote here that I'm going to share, because the difference, and here's the quote from the book, because the difference between who you are today and who you could be in 6 months is the quality of the questions you ask yourself and the quality of the answers you're willing to act on. Okay, what inspired that quote?
No, but yeah, I love that so much because, for example, one night it's 8 a.m. For most people, they just wake up maybe between 6 to 7:30 to 8. But like at some point, if we're not willing to ask ourselves, why am I doing that? Am I really happy? Am I really supposed to live this life? Like if we're not willing to ask ourselves questions, we won't be able to live the life that we want to. So like as more as we are willing to face our questions, and as more we are willing to act on the answer that we will receive, as more we will be able to jump into the life that we are really supposed to live. So yeah, for me, I always say that to be human is to wonder why are we here? What is the purpose of life, and what can I do to make the life I'm living right now better for my future? So yeah, it's all about that. So yeah, as soon as we are willing to act on the question that we know is right to ask, as soon as we're able to live in the life that we're supposed to live. So yeah.
I love that. So you have to ask the question, but then you have to act the question. What gives you the courage to ask hard questions to yourself?
But okay, yeah, I mean, I can talk again, but for example, with Samuel, we are member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are big believer in Jesus Christ, and when I think about him, when I think about his crucifixion, and when I think that what he's been through in his life, I just remember about him, and I try to make him proud. I don't think the life of Jesus Christ was easy. So thanks to his sacrifice, he rose from the dead on the third day. He's the Son of God. So by thinking about him and by trying to get closer to him, I can overcome everything, and I can do hard things through Jesus Christ. So yeah. And also, I mean, I will say, even for the people who are not even believers, we can just say that why not? Why not just trying to make things happen? Nothing bad would come by making any choice. So if anyone watching is not even a believer in Jesus Christ, in God, or either someone is atheist, I would say just why not? We don't know what's gonna happen if we actually make a choice to actually try a new life. So at some point we gonna do it.
I love that. I love that. And I love that you said, because your example is Jesus Christ, he was able to do hard things. So can each one of us. Because life is hard. Life is not easy. And it's interesting, in your book, you talk about some of the hard challenges you two went through.
Yeah.
And I love it because I have twin boys as well. And it's interesting, there are unique challenges that twins have that makes life sometimes very difficult. And, you said, I love this quote where you say, don't measure your worth by a roster or by someone else's opinion. We all care so much about other people's opinions.
I know. But at the end of the day, if we only fear God, nothing bad will happen. But we start to get lost in our society because we fear too many things. We fear the opinion of other people. We fear the choice that we are afraid to make. But if we only fear God, He would guide us for what we really need, and we really learn that through our trials growing up. And yeah, and also it was really hard for us because like we were really good at soccer. We had a great opportunity even to make a living thanks to soccer and all of that. But at some point, I asked myself, am I really am I really ready to live a life where it will depend of a coach, a teammate, or someone else's choices, or am I ready to start living for who I am, and am I really willing to live the life that I can decide to live? Because of course, like I can maybe play professional or whatever, but at some point, my worth will depend of a coach if he want to play with me or not, and also of the teammates, of the director of the club and everything. So at some point, I was like, well, am I really willing to give my life to someone else pretty much or not, except God? So, I find quickly the answer. And I'm very happy with the life I'm living right now because I work for me. I work with my brother, and like I'm very good. I'm very good with that. I think life is too good to let someone else decide for us. If I want to train this morning, I will. If I want to work right now, I will. And I just pursue the desire of Jesus Christ according to me. So yeah.
I love that. Okay, you said two really important things. Well, you said a lot of great things there, but I want to touch on two real quickly. The first one was we fear too many things in this life. What do you mean by that?
But we fear, am I gonna fail? Am I gonna pursue this career? This person is going to answer back to me. Am I gonna be able to go on a date with this person? Am I gonna be able to make this business happen? This video is going to be viral. I don't know. I don't know. But we fear too many things. But this is not our business. Our business is just to try our best to follow the commandment and to try to be as pure as we can in order to make His plan happen. Because at the end of the day, no matter what happened, as long as we give our best according to him, like it's already a great day. It's already a great day. We can even lose 10,000 for because we invest in a business or whatever. We can even no matter what happened during the day, as long as we give our best and we live worthy of his blessings, like life is great. So we just need to understand that no matter what he came for us, he came to show us the way. So no matter what happened, we just need to give 100% every day. And yeah.
I love that. Just give 100% and quit being so fearful.
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
the other thing that you touched on that I think is awesome is that you chose to leave soccer because you wanted to take control of your life.
Yes.
You wanted to go create your own future.
Yes, because of course, a lot of people who play professional for any sports or whatever, they will be like, yeah, but maybe of course, like the coach decide if I play or not, but like I still have control of my skills and everything. But at some point, if you are not able to have a connection with your coach, with your teammates, it doesn't matter anymore of your level. It's something higher than that. So that's why, for example, for my kids, of course, like if they want to play a team sports, go for it. But I have a lot of respect for people who play boxing, track, marathon, tennis, things like that, because at the end of the day, I think sometime in life is better to win alone and to lose alone. And of course, like team sport are beautiful, but for me, sometimes it was getting very annoying because, for example, I wasn't playing, but it wasn't because of my discipline, of my work ethic or whatever. It was because of politics. Yeah, it was because of the politics of the coaches or whatever. And so it doesn't make sense for me.
I love that. And so rather than stay in that situation, you ask yourself questions and you realize, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Just like you said before, like c'était quoi la quote qu'il a dit? Yeah, just when you mentioned the quote about asking ourselves question and having the courage to act on it, we all know what we should do in our life. And at some point, either we will live in a lie and never change, or either accept it
humble ourselves and understand that
Yeah.
it's not what God wants us to do.
So when I was stuck in this situation, I asked myself, am I really willing to live a life of sadness, of anxiety, of depressions? And I mean, I was like, no, I mean, there is too much good things to do in this life. I cannot be stuck because of someone else, because of my friends, because of my teammates, because of, so I just act on it.
I love that. There's too much good in this life. Now, everyone, you can now buy this book on Amazon, right?
Yeah, oh yes.
You can buy it on Amazon or the BYU bookstore, but either way, it is the best decision you will make because in this book, you talk about those difficult times. You talk about dealing with anxiety and depression and so many challenges that make life difficult. And and then you outline how you overcame them. And so for me, when I was reading the book and I'm marking up the entire book, I was like, and listen, I'm 52 years old and you're 21 years old. I don't care how old you are. This is one of the best things you'll do is read this book. It's so good. And so I love this quote that I'm going to share here on page 155 where it says, maybe this is your challenge, not to escape your life, but to rebuild it from the inside out.
I love that. Yeah.
And I don't care what age you are, you can rebuild that from the inside out. So what inspired that quote?
But this just makes sense because like if we want to live the life that you want to, at some point we need to go back to our past and we need to understand what we missed, what we didn't understand. So I'm not saying that we should live in the past. No, we should learn from the past. But some people are afraid to go back in their history, and some people are afraid to face what they failed and what they didn't make, what they didn't did in the past. So as soon as you're able to build that and to understand why are you here, what you did yesterday, and to understand what you can do tomorrow. So like it's a lot of work to do personally, but if we're not willing to do that, we won't be able to understand why we stay stuck today in the present moment.
And as more as we really understand how we grew up, how our parents educate us, what was the biggest values that they accord to us, what was their fear and everything, as much as we're able to understand the choice we make in the present and the choice that will matter in the future. But this is only possible if we understand where we came from.
Interesting. Yeah, and you keep using that word afraid and fear, and so many people are afraid to ask these questions that we're talking about. So that, and I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're 75, you're 35 or 25. You can focus on rebuilding your life
Every
and
time, every day.
creating the life because, and your quote goes on to say this, and I love it. It says, because one day when you wake up with purpose again, when your alarm rings and your heart responds, when your body and soul rise together, you'll look back and realize that this moment, the one that felt like the end, was actually the beginning.
But
But
yeah,
I'm sure, I don't know about you, but for us, it's been a while. We're even having a hard time to go to sleep because we are just too much excited. There is too many things to do, too many work to do, too many connections to make, and this is just how life should be. We weren't made to wake up with anxiety by doing things that we are not supposed to do, by doing things with the people that we don't want to be with, because it's just life. Because we just need to make money to pay for the tuition. Like it's
there is
life.
more than that.
There is more than that.
For everybody who really believe that God sent His Son Jesus Christ, at some point you need to ask yourself, like, you need to understand that life is way more than your job, than school, than whatever. Like He created everything perfectly, and there is way more who will come after. So like we're willing to understand that the most important thing is just to reach his voice, to become the best as we can, and just to become more like him. But I don't think we can become more like him by being stuck in a life that we don't really want and that we are not happy. We should give our best to just to live the life that makes the most sense for us and for him too. So yeah, to have an impact.
Live the life. I love what you just said there. Live the life that makes the most sense for you.
Yeah.
And the life that you want to live. Hey, when I got married, okay, a long time ago when I got married, my wife told me, "Hey, I want 8 children." Cassie said, "I want 8 children." I was like, "Whoa, 8 children." Well, look, we have 9. And it's because she's like, I wanted a lot of kids. Now, some people will want a lot, some people want few. It doesn't matter. What matters is you live the life you want to live.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And
Love it, yes.
for some people, they will love being in a job doing 9 to 5, and they will love it. But I don't. Sometimes it's confusing because a lot of people are finding excusing, and a lot of people are not happy with the life they want. That's why. But for some people, they might be really happy doing something that I won't be happy, and that's okay as long as you are willing to be happy and to smile all day long. I'm not saying that we should be happy all day, but at least we should be at peace with our choice. But if every day we find excuses, and if every day we are like, oh yeah, I don't know, I don't like my job, I don't like that, just change, act on it. We live once in this life, so why not try? Why not keep going? That's exactly what Jesus did. He just keep trying, and at some point, he became the best, and he's the son of God. So at some point, we need to live according to him and through his example. So
Okay, I'm absolutely blown away at what you two know at 21. It's incredible. I cannot believe how much knowledge, how much wisdom you have. But when you read the book, you realize why. Because the two of you went through a lot of hard things. And hard things give you wisdom. Hard things give you knowledge. And that's what the two of you have because of it. And now you're saying, I want to share this with everybody. Man was meant to be happy. And when they understand that God has a work for them, that God loves them, that helps them.
Yes. But
so
I mean, it's kind of it's kind of hard to say that, but for the two of us, for you as well, this really makes sense. And as more as we try to have faith, even though it's Mosiah 4:9, believe that men do not comprehend all the things which the Lord can comprehend. At the end of the day, we won't know all the answer, but what we can do, we can have faith, and we can follow our heart, and we can follow what we feel. And I can testify that as more as we do and we follow what we feel every single day, He will provide everything we really need. He will guide us to the right people. He will guide us to the right place where I mean to be for everything. And as much as we try to make covenants, to get baptized, to go to the temple, and to make covenants with God in His way, like it's getting more clearly and clearly, and
at the end
life
of the
starting
day,
to make more sense.
at the end of the day, nothing bad can happen. Like he carried the boat, he carried everything. We just need to follow him. He said, "Come follow me." He didn't say, "Be perfect and follow me." No, he said, "Come follow me right now, just where you are." So that's for us. It's very simple to understand that. But yeah.
And that so powerful because what you just said there with God providing clarity and you seeking to have clarity. Most people are just going through the motions of life. Most people just wake up and they go and they do and they go and they do without that clarity that the two of you are talking about. In fact, look at this quote. You share this quote on page 153 in your book. Studies show that 85% of people worldwide dislike their jobs. And then it goes on to say, according to Gallup's Global Workplace Report, in the United States, roughly 70% of adults say they feel unfulfilled in their daily work. And in Europe, the numbers are similar. Millions wake up.
And I'm sure it's even more high than that. I'm sure because and of course of us right now, and even you live in Idaho, we live in Utah. Idaho, Utah is not the worst state in the US. There is worse than Utah in the US, but because of the church, a lot of people are more fulfilled. But if we go to New York, to other places, we will see even in France, if we go in France, if we go to Paris, if we go to really big city, just people are walking in the street, but like they are not living anymore. They don't know who they are. They don't know what's going on. They just do what someone else told them to do. But like people got lost. And I mean, of course, we don't need to believe in God. We don't need to believe in Jesus Christ to I mean, to know what to do in life. But at some point, I truly believe that the most happier people are the ones who choose to follow Jesus Christ in their daily life and who choose to make more covenant with Him. Because as soon as we have a really close relationship with Jesus Christ, as soon as we are like, no, but I cannot be doing that in my life. I need to make something happen. I need to become the best I can. My Savior and Redeemer, His name is Jesus Christ. He was literally the best. He was the Son of God. He rose from the dead. Like, there is no way that I will live a life not according to Him. I must give my best every day. So like I truly believe that as soon as we have a lot of faith and as soon as we are willing to follow Him, to follow Jesus Christ, as soon as we are more able to jump into the life that we are meant to be.
I love that. I love that. And you say, and I love that you realize and say, millions wake up every morning without a sense of direction. Now, God has given you direction. God has given you hope.
To
How do you
everyone.
tell?
Yeah. He's giving direction to everyone, not just you, not just us, to everyone. So yeah, I don't, some people say, oh, there is some treason or whatever. I don't believe that. I believe that we are all here the same. We are all equal and we are all daughter and son of God. Whether you live in India, in Africa, in France, in Afghanistan, in Utah, whatever, we all have the power to follow Him. We don't need. It doesn't matter who our parents are. It doesn't matter our skin color or whatever. It doesn't matter our background. We are all son and daughter of God, and God is guiding all of us. So,
I love that. I love that. He's guiding us, but it goes back to what we said earlier. When you ask questions, when you and all through the book, you two ask really hard questions. You ask questions to yourself, and asking questions guided and directed you. Because in this quote, as it finishes here, moving through routines that no longer feed their spirit, it's just physical fatigue. And people just get caught up in going through the motions and they don't think about their life. They don't think about what they want to do. They don't ask themselves the questions that you're talking about, and they end up being pretty unhappy for most people.
yeah.
Now, this is the last quote I'm going to share in the few minutes that we have left. This is one of the most powerful quotes from the book. I mean, they're all so good, and I love the book. And in my house, this is required reading. Everyone has to read this book because it's so good. But it says this, and the saddest truth we've seen is this. This is on page 204. There are people who live until 80 and 90, but they've been spiritually dead since their 20s.
I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about from people, for example, live in Paris, in New York. I mean, no matter where, but like people are just working in the street, they are going to the job, they're coming back home, they just scroll on social media, they don't even have a conversation with their wife, with their husband, with their kids, like they are just going through the motion. They forget about what it means to be human, what it means to be a son or a daughter of God. They forget that because they got lost, they got stuck in the society that they don't even understand. They got stuck in political views and all of that they don't even understand. They are not able to take a step back and to really understand their identity. And yeah, just very, very sad.
Because as much as we don't have a program and a vision for ourselves, someone else will have something for us. And we can just see that there is just a few people that actually do what they say. And those few people, after, because they create big things, they put employees in the business. And we can just see that it's very sad because a lot of people, even though they are not, it's not because we're an employees that we won't be fulfilled, but at some point, it's just disappointed to see all of those people who do the same every day, but this is not for themselves. So this is very like, yeah.
Mm.
They got lost. You said that phrase, they got lost.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, this is a fantastic book for someone in their 20s, but I would even say even better for someone in their 40s and 50s, because they get lost and just get caught up in going and doing. And as you said, they've lost clarity. And then you use the word direction.
Yeah.
They've lost direction.
They lost direction. And
Because
as soon as you are not willing, but just to ask yourself questions, to wonder why are you feeling depressed? Why are you feeling sad? Why you don't want to go to work? Why? WHY. We just need three letters. WHY. Why? You just ask why doing all day long. And at the end of the day, I'm telling you that you won't come back to work, and you will wake up even more early, and you will sit down and you will write who you are and why you are here and who you want to become. It's whether, I mean, even though if you're not willing to do that, you just know that someone else out there will do it. So yeah.
this also came from, I mean, for the two of us, we were able to change and we were able to think more clearly as more as we humble ourselves. And this is a very personal work. If we are too prideful and if we think that my excuses are bigger than my change, nothing will change. But if we actually humble ourselves and we're like, okay, I'm not finding any more excuses. And I think we talk about that from some. I think it's at the end of the book. We explain that when we are no longer able to change our life, we are able to change ourselves.
I've worked with some of the greatest minds in business ever. I've worked closely. I've spoken on stages with people like Dave Ramsey, George W. Bush, Simon Sinek, and others. And so I've been exposed to some of the best of the best. And I promise you this is right there. It is so good. So good. So follow the Paris twins on Instagram, follow them on their social media, and get this book, and it will be absolutely game changing for you in your life. Love it. Great being with both of you.